So we have a monster battle on our hands in this video. The Mad Titan Thanos, equipped with the Infinity Gauntlet, versus the new god in his truest form, Darkseid. Thanos has hit mainstream popularity at the moment with the release of the Avengers Infinity Wars movie. While Steppenwolf did mention Darkseid in the Justice League, we haven't seen him yet. Here's hoping. Darkseid is seen as DC's equivalent to Thanos, or vice versa, depending on which franchise you prefer. Most power scaling and verse battle communities often debate on who would win in a slugfest between these two monsters. So we are going to take a look at the stats and feats behind these two monsters, True Darkseid and Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet, and decide upon a winner. Whilst Dragon Ball is my usual MO on this channel, Revolution, I do cover comic book characters in verse battles from time to time, and this is a video that has been highly requested, so I'm giving it to you. So, before we begin this titanic verse battle, I want to know from you guys, which verse battle would you like me to cover next? It can be a character from any verse versus a character from any verse. Drop your thoughts and reasons why you would like me to cover it down in the comment section. Well, I hope you're ready for this. DC vs Marvel, Darkseid vs Thanos, this is going to be a slugfest. Let's go. First up, we're going to start off with the powerful new god, Darkseid. Now, most iterations that you have seen of Darkseid have actually been revealed to be just avatars or projections of Darkseid. They are literally a fraction of his full power, of his true self. These avatars over the years have varied in power, but the most powerful avatars projections of Darkseid have been universal levels of power. Pre-Crisis avatars of Darkseid were considered a threat to pre-Crisis Superman. Silver Age Superman was capable of feats like pushing himself towards the center of a Big Bang and destroying a structure that actually survived the explosion of the Big Bang, even fought against Dark Mordor. But an avatar of Darkseid was considered a threat to this version of Superman, meaning that he is relative to Silver Age Superman, who had a Universe Plus level of attacking potency. We have also seen various examples of Darkseid keeping up with the likes of Wonder Woman and Superman, proving that he is massively faster than light himself. An avatar of Darkseid was even fast enough to one-punch the Flash. There seriously are a ton of feats by Darkseid that are absolutely incredible, and they are just his less powerful avatars. They all pale in comparison to Darkseid's true self. When describing Final Crisis, this is what Grant Morrison had to say. The DC superheroes see the new gods as other superheroes in the way that Orion or Barda can join the Justice League. They've never understood that they are really fucking gods. This story's about the first time Darkseid actually manifests on a planet. Everything we've seen before have been projections from the world of the new gods, and for the first time we are seeing them in their full power. Darkseid has never really used his true form to engage in the affairs of the multiverse. Every appearance he's made has literally been an avatar of his true form, all fractions of his true power. Darkseid's true form actually represents a non-corporeal energy being. It actually depicts rainbow-like features. So after the events in Death of the New Gods, where we saw Soulfire Darkseid take on the Source and his son Orion, it then led on to Countdown's Final Crisis, where we saw him compete against Monitor Solomon, outwitting Monitor Solomon, only to have his son Orion stop him by ripping his heart out and taking away his true power. At the end of Countdown's Final Crisis, then Final Crisis occurs, where he features as the main villain, having assumed a human guise as Boss Darkseid. Now, it must be noted throughout a lot of the events in Final Crisis, this was Darkseid in human guise. He did gain a few new hosts, but he was pretty much weakened, crippled and dying. But as he gains a new host in Final Crisis issue 5, he literally puts his thumb down to reality, and that is the catalyst for an offset of events, including space and time around the Earth beginning to crush and crumble. Time is literally being erased, and once again this is a weakened Darkseid, but as Grant Morrison said, this is the first time we've got true self Darkseid on Earth. Eventually Darkseid starts to drag the entire multiverse into a singularity where he is all that exists. The Green Lanterns start falling into this singularity where everything is Darkseid, and we see that he encompasses multiple universes. In the image with the Green Lanterns being sucked into the singularity, we literally see all these Earths, which pretty much represent universes in DC. We even see red mist surrounding these Earths, these universes. That is the bleed. The bleed has been described as a higher dimensional fluid medium, which basically means it's a high dimensional fabric. Literally everything became Darkseid. Darkseid affected multiple realities on a multiversal scale. In Final Crisis, whilst being weakened and dying after a fight with his son Orion, He nearly destroyed all 52 realities in the DC multiverse, even damaging the world of the Orrery. Time was ceasing to exist because Darkseid transcended time itself. Just to grasp how truly fantastic this feat was, the Orrery of Worlds was a plane of existence located within the 5th dimension and within the bleed. The bleed itself, the fabric of the bleed, has been explained as 5th dimensional fabric. True Self Darkseid literally affected this entire plane of existence, affecting a whole host of 3 and 4 dimensional constructs across a 5th dimensional axis. This alone would put True Self Darkseid at mid-multiversal levels of power, but don't forget, this was a weakened and dying Darkseid. His full power is likely high multiversal levels of power. Of course, he possesses all this power, but he's also a master combatant and a military expert. He has plenty of hacks abilities. After all, his true form is pretty much a 4th dimensional entity, so it's no surprise that he has an overwhelming array of time manipulating abilities. His son Orion literally said he was limitless in terms of time manipulating abilities. He has literally sent other beings to different parts in the past. He's capable of mind control, teleportation, matter manipulation, size manipulation, soul manipulation, reality warping. This guy is mental. Even the strongest of his avatars are at universal levels of power, but his true self is truly high multiversal. He is a powerhouse. He's not only powerful, but he's highly intelligent. He's a master strategist, outsmarting the likes of Metron and Solomon the Monitor. He never just has plan A, he has plan A, plan B, plan C. The guy's a genius. The catalyst for Darkseid's powers are a cosmic energy field called the Omega Effect, which is a force of entropy from the destructive side of the source. Not only does that allow him to travel through time and space, but it also allows him to use the Omega Beams, which is one of Darkseid's most destructive energies. He can literally form a vast amount of power into a small area of effect and fire it from his eyes. These beams are so powerful they once pierced the Anti-Monitor's shell during the Darkseid War. A healthy true Darkseid will be high multiversal in power, is a master strategist, and quite frankly has a vast array of hacks abilities. But does the Mad Titan Thanos wielding the Infinity Gauntlet have the power to match Darkseid, or could he have the hacks abilities to put Darkseid down? Enter into the fray the Mad Titan Thanos, equipped with the powerful Infinity Gauntlet. Even without the Infinity Gauntlet, Thanos was capable of competing with casual Star to Solar System busters and Thor, the Silver Surfer. These characters were all capable of moving at faster than light speeds, proving that Thanos' reaction speed and combat speed was faster than light. However, even without the Infinity Gauntlet, Thanos tangled with even more powerful beings than the ones just mentioned, including the likes of Tyrant, by far the strongest herald, Galactus himself, Skyfathers such as Odin. In Odin's battle with another Skyfather, Seth, it was said by other Skyfathers that this battle could consume the entire universe and as a side effect literally destroyed many a galaxy. There are numerous examples to believe that Odin is anywhere from multi-galactic to even multi-universal levels. Thanos has tanked attacks from both Odin and Galactus. However, he also fought against Megathanosi, which is basically a hybrid clone of Galactus and Thanos, and it's stated that Megathanosi is twice as strong as Galactus, who is relevant to Odin. Despite losing to Megathanosi, Thanos put up a pretty decent fight and tanked several hits from Megathanosi, which once again shows the consistency of Thanos being close to universal levels. At least in terms of durability, Thanos is a super genius. He's a skilled fighter and master tactician and has a crazy amount of stamina and durability. Oddly enough though, there aren't many examples proving that he is capable of true flight. Regardless, even without the Infinity Gauntlet, Thanos is easily at a low ball, multi-galaxy level, mid ball, universal, potentially moving into those multi-universal levels with the cosmic cubes. But how about with the Infinity Gauntlet and all the Infinity Gems collected? Well, you guessed it, Thanos' power grows immensely upon acquiring the Infinity Gauntlet and some of the abilities that the user of the Infinity Gauntlet possesses upon use. The Time Gem, which allows the user total control over all aspects of time, including the likes of time travel, stopping time, slowing down or speed up the flow of time. Then there's the Space Gem, which grants limitless manipulation of space in all of the universe, allowing teleportation, dimensional manipulation. The Soul Gem, which allows for limitless manipulation of souls both alive and dead. The Reality Gem, which allows for reality warping. The Power Gem, which controls all of the power in the universe. The Mind Gem, which allows for an unlimited manipulation of psionic powers. As you can see, it grants the user with a plethora of hacks abilities. Having all the Infinity Stones on the Infinity Gauntlet pretty much grants the user infinite power on a 3 and 4 dimensional scale, and even have the power to affect realms and dimensions far above that. With the Infinity Gauntlet, Thanos managed to shake the Beyonder realm. Now guys, this is immense considering the Beyonder realm is quite literally beyond the adjacent dimensions which make up the Marvel multiverse. In other words, beyond all known existence. So in terms of power, well, Thanos shook the Beyonder realm. Beyonders are higher dimensional beings that live in a higher dimension. Their realm literally lies outside the multiverse. Does this make Infinity Gauntlet Thanos as powerful as a Beyonder? Of course not, but to shake their realm and have an impact on their realm is easily, even at a low ball, a multiversal feat. And then in terms of speed, we've seen users of the Infinity Gauntlet even outspeed abstract beings, and even though it was Adam Warlock with the Infinity Gauntlet, Eternity considered him to hold ultimate power with the Infinity Gauntlet. It just goes to show how powerful this item is. On a 3 and 4 dimensional scale, it has nigh unlimited power. Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet has shown consistently that he is at multiversal levels. Another example would be laying the smackdown on Universe 616, physical body of the abstract Eternity. Eternity is the abstract embodiment of time. It is the physical manifestation of the multiverse. Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet absolutely dominated Eternity. He has been defined as multiversal and in a handbook was literally referred to as a multiversal power. The powers of the Infinity Gauntlet also rendered the ultimate nullifier, a multiversal weapon, completely defunct. And I say Infinity Gauntlet, but in this case it was actually an incomplete Infinity Gauntlet. So Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet possesses at least mid-multiversal levels of power, potentially high multiversal levels of power. Some people would argue higher. The gems grant Thanos a plethora of hacks abilities. The Infinity Gauntlet does however have one weakness, and that is the fact that it only works in the universe it was from. For example, if the Infinity Gauntlet of Universe 616 was to be taken out of Universe 616, would render the Infinity Gauntlet inert. In a crossover event, an avatar of Darkseid managed to find the Infinity Gauntlet, but it didn't work in his universe. So who would win this absolute slugfest? You know what guys, this fight would go to the 12th round of boxing if it were to happen in a boxing match. Neither would want to give up, neither would give an inch to the other. If you look at the peak versions of Darkseid's avatars, which are at universal levels of power, they would beat the most consistent version of base Thanos, who is usually around solar system to galactic levels of power. Base Thanos with the cosmic cube at his peak is universal, so you could say they would be a very even fight. Then of course you get to Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet versus True Darkseid. Both are at mid multiversal levels of power to high multiversal levels of power. You could make arguments for higher for both of them, however I think we're getting into the wanking at that point. Both have a large array of hacks abilities. They would most likely cancel each other out. In fact, I would say Darkseid has the advantage in terms of time manipulating abilities, as his true non-corporeal self is an embodiment of time, but that necessarily won't grant him the win over Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet, who literally slapped up the Marvel's embodiment of time, Eternity. Both of them would most likely cancel out each other's hacks abilities. It will come down to purely physical power, come down to a slugfest, and who can think of the best strategy to win. Now guys, you don't have to agree with me, by all means let me know down in the comment section. I'm going to give the victory to True Darkseid with medium difficulty, and here are my reasons why. True Darkseid is naturally at high multiversal levels of power, at least when fit and healthy, whereas Thanos relies on the Gauntlet. Of course that doesn't necessarily guarantee Darkseid the win, but there's also more ways for Darkseid to find a way to victory. He could either rip the Gauntlet off Thanos' hand at some point, or simply exit the universe and destroy the universe from outside, rendering the Gauntlet useless. Whilst Thanos has the attacking potency with the Gauntlet on to hurt Darkseid and compete with Darkseid, Darkseid probably still has the advantage there too. There's simply just more ways for Darkseid to win. True Darkseid is a monster. So guys, that's my verdict. True Darkseid is the winner. However, that was not against the most powerful version of Thanos. Thanos with the heart of the universe would slap Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet. If you want to see King Thanos take on True Darkseid, let me know down in the comment section, and make sure you smash that like button, lending me your energy. Don't worry Dragon Ball fans, this will always predominantly remain a Dragon Ball channel. I'll just cover these interfictional verse battles from time to time. Please do read my pinned comment in the comment section. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Until next time, Ad Astra.